Okay. My name is LloydBaroody. I'm an angel investor from New York, and I'm part of the delegation of the U.S. State Department here in the Maghreb region. And I'm very excited to be here in Tunisia today. We just arrived, and we're especially excited because it has a feeling about it of great change that has just occurred due to the election about a week ago. Yep. Yeah, I became an angel investor because I was an entrepreneur. I had my own company that I basically started in my basement in 1992. I sold it to a public company on the New York Stock Exchange 10 years later, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And so as an angel investor, the reason why I'm an angel investor is obviously, number one is to make money, but actually I would say number two is equal as number one, is to help other entrepreneurs get established. And also, it's a great being an angel investor because you're associating yourself with people like yourself who typically have made it as entrepreneurs. So it's a great fraternity to be a member of. And I always tell people, and I don't think every angel investor would agree with me, but I would say that if I never made it, if I just broke even as being an angel investor, it still would have been worth it because it's just wonderful associating with some of the friendships I've made and just the excitement of all, and being able to go on a trip like this. I mean, I'm paying for this trip just like the other private members of the delegation out of their own pocket, and I'm very happy to do it because the people I've met here, the contacts I've made, and I'm not talking about contacts necessarily that I need to make money. It's just really, it really enriches my life a lot, and I say that, it sounds corny, but I say it with great sincerity. I've enjoyed every second of it, and I think I've made some friends here that probably I'll know for the rest of my life, and I'm sure I'll have some contacts with them. So what could be better than that when you think about it? Well, so far we just came from Algiers today, and we were in Casablanca earlier in the week, and I was pleasantly surprised about the level of the enthusiasm of entrepreneurs and the plethora of good ideas. A lot of coaching is needed in these countries, and I think the structures are being put in place through angel groups and other means to help some of these young entrepreneurs get started with their businesses. And we're so excited, a group of us here who are angel investors in the States and fairly sophisticated angel investors. We came here with really no expectations of investing. As a matter of fact, it was basically altruistic to try and help, but it's quite possible that we'll end up putting together some funds and making some investments in alignment with some local partners. So that's a good sign. I mean, yeah, because as angel investors, it's your own money, and when you put your own money in something, that means a lot. It's not somebody else's money. Yeah. I think the most important thing we're looking to see is, I mean, the number one thing that an entrepreneur that an angel investor looks at is entrepreneurs that are very motivated, and I think there's been no shortage of motivation, and entrepreneurs that are intelligent and have good ideas for products that meet local demand. The really good thing is you can sell a lot of things in these markets because they're relatively new consumer markets and so a lot of the things that you can sell here and make money on are not things you can sell in the U.S. For example, yesterday we saw a company that created a method of payment between consumers and merchants, badly needed because there's no consumer credit in Algeria. There's no credit cards. So this fellow came up with a system via scratch card that allows people to pay online, and with he being his middleman. So I mean, it seems pretty basic, and it's not something that would necessarily be needed in the United States, but in a country like Algeria, it's perfect. And so the opportunities here are kind of a little bit different. You don't need high tech like typically we look for in the U.S. You don't need IP or intellectual property. You need a good business idea, but more importantly, a very enthusiastic entrepreneur and team to make it happen and execute. So, and I think there's such excitement here, and we've been received very well. I think there's no shortage of companies to invest in. If I had unlimited money, I'd probably stay here and put it all here, but unfortunately, can't do that. Well, if I were an entrepreneur here, I would be very, very excited because now for the first time, at least in Tunisia, because I know it was a very sort of difficult country to deal in without various forms of corruption at the very highest levels of the government. That seems to have been eliminated, at least for now. And I would say that I would encourage entrepreneurs in this part of the world to start thinking about companies they might start. I think there's still going to be a pretty big hurdle or difficulty in terms of raising money, but hopefully, at least what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage the development of angel investors here. That process already started in Algiers. In fact, yesterday was the announcement of Casbah Angels, great name for given the Casbah in Algiers, in the city. There is already some angel activity in Morocco, and I think Tunisia, there's one angel group I just heard of today called Carthage Angels, and we might find out something about them, but I think it's pretty loose at this point and still needs to be developed a lot more. And I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, I think within a year, there'll be a lot more activity in terms of investments as people see the opportunity. Well, the most important thing I always tell entrepreneurs is that they need to, first of all, they have to have a business plan. A lot of people have no idea what a business plan is. So I would guess that a number of entrepreneurs here are going to need some coaching on how to develop a business plan. And the most important thing you can put in it, and this is really also in the power. You always have to do a presentation too to impress people about your product and who you are in order to raise some money, assuming you're raising money. Is very clearly state the problem in the market and the solution that you're delivering, but do it at a level where the investor's really going to understand. I don't think it's too much of a problem here because the businesses are pretty basic. If I'm in the States, I mean, typically the types of things that are pitched to me are so technical that you know, you have to be almost an expert in a very specific area to really understand it, and it's very, very hard. I think here there's a lot of consumer types of products or consumer services that are being proposed, and in those cases I believe that you know, anyone can understand that. And so it makes it easy for somebody like me. I don't have to get up to speed on the industry so much as I do on the country, the environment, and the particular entrepreneur himself, to check him out. What's good about NPEO is it provides a vehicle for which very prominent people who are in a position to foster entrepreneurialism have come together in sort of like almost like a club or organization. So you'll have, I mean, I met, like, for example, people we've met, I haven't met the people here yet, here in Tunisia, we will very shortly, but in Morocco and Algeria we met people that are major private employers in the country, and you know, people pretty well off. And they're probably in the best position of anybody in the country to help entrepreneurs. They have money, they're interested in giving back, and they're also interested in making even more money. So, so NPEO has, I say, the number one thing it's done is create the vehicle for bringing together people for the common cause, which the Americans have an interest in, and that is promoting entrepreneurialism in this part of the world. And the reason for that is because if there's greater job creation and economic prosperity, then it makes for a better society and better relations with the U.S. and perhaps trade and other things.